when life gives you lemons.
You create a podcast about bad hair days.
Yep. Because we all have them and we can all relate to them.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome once again to another week of Lemon Talk. Did you miss us? Was it a long week without us?
You were
I bet it was.
anticipating another podcast episode.
Yeah. But like you heard us say in the beginning, we're going to be talking about bad hair days because in previous podcasts we've mentioned how I like starting in middle school doing hair, and we're just going to go more into detail in that because there's a lot. There's a lot that we haven't talked about, and maybe a lot of you guys could relate to our hair struggles.
So clearly we want to talk about, our hair because there's just so many things that involve hair, especially throughout our senior year. And we won't be able to have a lot of them. But like Joanna mentioned, we have a history. Well, she has more of a history than me, but I also have my own battles with my own hair that you probably all can relate to. So we wanted to just kind of go deeper into it. Maybe this can also be like, maybe you relate to this in another sense where maybe you were interested in something and it was just like your journey with it. So we're going to be talking about that.
Yep, so let's just get into it, okay? I'm gonna start us off here. I'm gonna date back till all the way from the age that I had hair. I don't know how old you are once you get like a good length of hair, but all the way to the age of how old are you in fifth grade?
I don't know. Honestly, I have no idea. But what John is saying is we're going to take this to, ready for my audiobook voice? Ready? Part 1, Chapter 1, Page 1, The History of the Hair.
Oh my god.
Take it away.
Okay, so basically, all the way up to fifth grade, I had the same hairstyle. And it was because, like, I was small, so my parents would pick the hairstyle, right? And the hairstyle they would always take, and like when they took me to the hair salon, they told the hairstylist to give me was what is called the Dora haircut. I had the Dora haircut. I had my hair at shoulder length and I had like the front bangs. And honestly, I had no problem with it. And my parents, I don't remember this, but they told me that the first time that like I started to have a problem with it was when I was in karate. I did karate when I was young, like around the age of 5 there. So apparently a kid in karate class told me that I looked like Dora. I didn't like that. And Dora was my favorite cartoon growing up. Like I loved it, but I did not want to be called Dora. After that, I did not want that hairstyle no more. So that sums up chapter 1.
Sums up chapter 1. No, it's just honestly, people are, well, kids. I mean, like, let's be honest. Well, I don't know. I don't want to say this in a negative way, but kids can be cruel sometimes. They're bullies sometimes. So that sucks that they attacked your love for Dora.
What was your signature hairstyle when you were small? Is it still the same or was it different?
I guess I never really had a hairstyle. I've always, even like with my sister, she's kind of like going through my same like hairstyle history, if that makes sense. But my mom always loved having our hair long. Like it was just a thing. And ever since I was young, it's always been like a long hair kind of thing. I did cut it once in a while to the Dora hairstyle because, hey, it was a trend in our age, okay? When we're young, Dora was, it was like the trending. She was the queen. So I don't doubt that a lot of people had that hairstyle. But growing up a little bit more, my mom always wanted me to have long hair because she was able to do more with my hair. That she was able to like braid it longer, and it was just like she enjoyed that. My mom liked to do that on me, and for me it was torture because my hair, I don't know how to describe my hair, but my hair is very thin and I have a lot of hair. That's how my mom describes it to me. But she says I have a lot of hair. It's thin, but I have a lot of that hair in general that it gets tangled really easily. And so when my mom, loving to do these type of like different hairstyles on me, would like brush my hair, I would cry. It was torture. But but I looked nice, I looked great. So that's the price I had to pay. But I think besides having that like a few moments with Dora hair, a lot of my history with my hair has always been long hair. But yeah, I think that's kind of like just it for my chapter 1, because I know for sure we've mentioned this in previous podcasts, my signature hairstyle when I was like in chapter 2. Are we talking about chapter 2? Is that what we're involving? Middle school years?
Yeah, chapter 2 is middle school.
Okay, so then we'll go into that after. But Joanna, take it away with your middle school years. Wait, hold up. Part 1. Is this part 3 or part 2? No, part 2.
Part
Okay. Part 2, chapter 1. Joanna, take it away.
Okay, so we have just completed elementary school. We've been told that I look like Dora, and we're about to go into a new stage of my life, okay? Middle school,
Is this what's it called? The climax?
I
Or was
guess.
you
Dulce, stop trying to get all Englishy in here. Save that for
Okay,
school.
we'll resume.
Okay, so you may see maybe lose track of where I was.
No, you were just you were narrating to us that you have just been told.
All right, okay, I
You were
remember. So, now that I'm about to enter middle school, I want to change my hairstyle. The summer before going into middle school, I started watching a lot of YouTube videos on hair tutorials, like simple ones. Like it'd be like just take a strand of hair, make a braid, and then wrap it around. Like take a strand of hair from the bottom of your head, so then that way you could wrap it around and it'll look like a braid headband. And I tried doing that, but like since I had Dora hair, my hair was still growing, so I couldn't do that. And I struggled a lot. Okay. So my parents, hold on, I went a little forward right now. Let's rewind, everyone. Let's rewind. Okay. So when in the summer, I told my parents that I wanted to start growing out my hair because I was just starting to get interested on doing different hairstyles. But they told me no because that I don't know how to do the different hairstyles and I don't know how to maintain it. So it's just going to become a big tangled mess. But I told them,
relatable.
I was like, I just really want longer hair. Like I wanted the really long hair. Now that I'm older, we can go to that'll be chapter 3, that the long hair situation. But at the time, I just really wanted.
Getting ahead of ourselves.
I know. At the time, I just really wanted really long hair. So they told me that I could grow my hair out as long as I maintained it and actually like did something with it, not just have it down the whole time. And so yeah, the summer I spent trying different hairstyles, and let me tell you, I did not master one. They were terrible. Mm-mm. And then my hair was still short because it was still growing, so like it was really hard for the braids and different hairstyles to stay. So I had to learn how to do a ponytail. And that honestly,
this was your classic.
Yeah, because as we got into like the 8th grade, maybe occasionally I would do a few like braids and stuff because I started getting a bit better at them. But basically almost every
Until
day.
Ducha said no.
Oh yeah, huh, if you listen to that past podcast. So,
don't mess with the braids.
So yeah, almost every day in middle school I would wear a ponytail. And let me tell you, I did not like it. Like I did not like ponytails, but I had no choice because or else my hair was gonna get chopped because I didn't know how to do braids and all that other stuff. So in order to like spice it up, like not just a ponytail every day.
Spice it up, jazz it up.
To spice up the ponytail, there's like a TikTok trend going on right now, like, oh, skip this phase, like girls skip this phase, like, and let me tell you, I had a few phases that I probably should have skipped, but unfortunately I went through them. And
okay.
One phase was like a headband. I would wear a ponytail with a headband.
God.
Like it was the headband phase.
Flashbacks.
Yeah, and I bought a variety of headbands, okay? I bought like bright colorful ones. I brought like more natural colors like nude. I even bought some that like had a different design on them. Like it wasn't like a simple headband. It was like more crocheted. I think that's what you called it.
She's like, what mood am I feeling?
Yeah, I had like different colors. I had like pink, purple, black, white, beige, like a whole variety of colors. And I think people definitely caught on to my headband phase because in middle school, our middle school graduation, one of the gifts that I was gifted was headbands. Yeah, so like people definitely caught on that I had a headband phase. Another phase that I had that okay, no, I was gonna say it's worse than the headband phase, but they're pretty bad. Like, and I say that they're bad because like although I'm very young, I have like this one bald spot on my forehead that you could see when I put it in a like a ponytail. So I've learned my lesson from middle school and I don't do that like a high ponytail no more. But in middle school, all it was high ponytails. Another phase that I had was the bow phase. Now, did other girls in middle school do bows? I feel like other girls did, but probably not as much as me.
No, yeah, you win this round.
Yeah, yeah, I think I was the queen in middle school of the bows. Like occasionally some girls would like wear a little bow and like on the side of their head or in the ponytail. But I was the kind of person that probably took a bow like every day.
I mean,
And
I feel like that was like your to go with like your hair, your ponytail. Like
mhm.
that was your combination. Like if it wasn't like a headband, it would be like a bow. And you rocked it, honestly. It was a look.
No, no, we can't say that. If they see my yearbook picture, which we'll get
No,
into right now.
don't even get me started on yearbook at all.
Okay, but uh, same thing. It was like a high. I wouldn't say it was a high ponytail. Like it was a like a middle ponytail. If that's even the word for it. Like it would be in the middle of the head. It wasn't high or low. But yeah, I had a variety of bows as well. Like I had different sizes. I had the little ones. I had like huge ones. They were red, polka dot, pink,
she
like
started the
zigzags.
she started the JoJo Siwa trend before JoJo Siwa started the JoJo Siwa
Yep.
trend.
And that was it. That was all I would do, like a ponytail, and then the bow would be attached in the back. And honestly, Um, I don't know. I think my phase for the ponytails really disappeared. I mean, the bows disappeared when I saw my eighth grade yearbook picture. I was like, oh no. Okay, so here's what happened with my eighth grade yearbook picture. At eighth grade, I was starting to get better with my hair, but yet I still didn't know a lot of stuff. So one thing I didn't know yet was how to curl my hair. So I had texted one of my aunts, like, oh, can you curl my hair for my yearbook picture? And she told me, yeah. Unfortunately, she woke up late. She woke up like 20
Oh
minutes before I had to
no.
go to school. That was not a good situation for me. So since she woke up like 20 minutes before I had to go to school, I was like, well, that's not enough time. And my mom doesn't know how to curl hair nor do braids either. So I had to go with the ponytail and a bow in the back. I remember a white bow.
You know, I don't know why for a second I was like, I think I did see you with your hair curled, but I just remembered that was for graduation, wasn't it? You
Mhm.
curled your hair. There's like a picture of us somewhere that it's like
Yeah,
us with our friends, and then you had like your. It was really nice.
thank you. But yeah, so oh yeah, my eighth grade picture. It when I got it back, in that picture, the okay, yeah. So the eighth grade, it wasn't the eighth grade yearbook picture like with the sash, like the formal clothing. It was the one that was just like in your school uniform, but it was so bad. Like it's me smiling. I had braces, so you could see my braces, and then my hair was all messy because it was at the end of the day. The ponytail was all messed up, and at the back. You don't even see like the bow. You just see the two pointy ends of the bow sticking out in the back.
You know, I haven't. I know you have. I don't know why. You've seen our yearbook lately, but I haven't looked back ever since.
No, that picture is so bad. And then I had the same situation with the eighth grade formal picture. After I saw the school uniform picture, I was like, I'm not gonna take a bow again, no more. But again, I didn't have anyone to curl my hair for the formal picture, so I took a yearbook again, and it just looked just as. Did I say I took a yearbook again?
I think you did.
Why did I say that? It's because you said, why am I looking at the yearbook? And then I started thinking about high school issues. Like,
High school issues.
but okay, I took a ponytail again, and it still looked just as bad even without the bow. Now that I look back at it, I was like, I should have just went with my hair down, but like, I don't know. Since I've been doing ponytails every single day, I was like, I'll just do a ponytail. Like,
Jenna's like, I don't want to look like Dulce.
oh my god.
I think, did I? Well, for the yearbook, oh my god. Just the fact, that I know that there's about, like, how many students? Like, more than 100 students who have that yearbook and have an awful picture of me. Awful. My hair, oh, indescribable. In a negative way.
Okay, well,
But
that wraps up my chapter. Dulce, go for it.
I came into this podcast just really like thinking that I didn't really have this moment of like a really bad hair day. But it wasn't until we started talking about our yearbook pictures that I realized, yeah, I had. So, but that's getting ahead of myself a little bit. So we're going to start from the beginning. So at this point in middle school, I had long hair. And something between me and my family is that I constantly get yelled at for not doing something with my hair. There's just this thing with my hair in general. They yell at me because I don't do anything with it. I always have it like just out, like doing its thing in the wind. You know, it's just the way that I am and I feel comfortable with. And something that I have with my hair is that like when I put it in a ponytail, and this is true for my middle school. I never wanted to put it in a ponytail or have it up or any other form because my hair is really heavy. So whenever I had it in, first of all, I'm not a big fan of buns, so I never have my hair in a bun. And I still don't because I don't like them. But I think like whenever I had it in a ponytail, my head hurt by the end of the day just because of how heavy my hair was, and I was just so not used to it. Because after, my middle school years, my mom didn't do my hair as much, and now I had more control over it. So now the big question was, Dute, what are you going to do with your hair? Because you're a mess. And then slowly but surely, I started to get into the Hunger Games. And this is where my whole braid obsession came to be. Something that Joanna has mentioned, and we even have a whole, episode about it, titled to it, but it's Don't Mess with the Braids because I used to love wearing braids. I wore them all the time. Mostly like a side one was like my classic look. And that's mostly all that I did for my middle school years. It was just mostly like whether I had my hair down or I had a few ponytail moments, I won't lie. But it's mostly hair down or I had a braid on. And that's just kind of like how I was. I think at this point towards the ending of eighth grade, I started to chop my hair off. And I just had this kind of like thing where I just wanted to chop my hair off and keep it short because it was just simpler to take care of. And I really did want to try a new hairstyle. And I just, I couldn't dye it because I didn't want that commitment. I wanted a new change. So that's why my mind went to like dyeing my hair, but of course I didn't dye it. So next big thing was to cut my hair off. So I did. My mom let me. She's like, if you want to do it, we can go do it. So we did. And I think I had like one moment with my hair off in middle school, or am I wrong?
I can't remember clearly. I think it was in middle school.
I had a moment in middle school for sure when I cut my hair, but I did have long hair for the most part. And I did have my braid for the most part.
Yeah.
But let's go back to my bad hair experience, bad hair day. My bad hair experience has to be in eighth grade when I think it was towards the ending when I started to chop my hair off. But a little bit before, for that yearbook, I had my braid. And I thought I was looking really nice, really good. But the thing about my hair is that I always struggle with it because if I like my hair the next day, it's a bit greasy and it's always annoying, right? And a lot of people say, well, you can try like dry shampoo. I've never tried dry shampoo, and I might just to see how it works with my hair. But that's something that I always struggled with my hair. And so another thing is in the back of my hair, like I don't know why, it's like there's a dent.
What?
There's a dent.
A
It's
dent
not
in
like
your
an actual
hair
dent.
or a dent in your
Not a
head?
dent. No, no. It's not my head, but like, you know how when you fall asleep and your hair kind of goes up a little bit from the pillow, or how you're sleeping, right? And then when you wake up, the back of your hair is kind of like up. So I call that a small little dent in my hair, because whenever I got ready for school, my back of my hair would always go a little bit up, so it kind of seems a little bit dented. I don't know if that makes sense. That's the best way I can describe it visually for any of you. But that's something that I would struggle with my hair. So especially because it was greasy and there was like a dent, my hair would just look so bad. And so in that picture, I was trying to fix it by like doing my hair in a braid, and I thought I succeeded. But when I see the picture now, I'm like, yeah, you totally failed that mission, and it looks really bad, like really bad. And then the worst part is that my face.
Your face?
My face is so bad because when I take pictures, don't look at it, Joe.
No, no, I didn't even look at it this last time. I saw our yearbook like not even a week ago, and I didn't even look at it this last time, but I remember the face.
Stop. Okay. So my face is not. Okay. So when I take pictures, I always like to smile because my smile is the thing that really like fixes my face.
What?
Because whenever I smile whenever I smile without showing my teeth, basically I just look just like I don't want to be there. And so I look so strict, and so that's why I always want my the pictures that I take to like really represent who I am. And I feel like I'm a cheery person, I'm a happy person in general, so I always tend to show my teeth because I think that's what really fits my personality more. So that's why I always try to smile with showing my teeth, because the face on that yearbook would forever traumatize me. And I know there's about 100 people somewhere who have that yearbook, and when they go back and see and like they're skimming through, reminiscing on the times, they're gonna look through my picture and they're gonna be like, yeah, I remember that girl, she was something.
What?
And yeah. So basically that's all I have for my middle school years. But let's go to I gotta get my narrator
Wait,
voice
before
going.
we go, we didn't mention something like that.
Joe, you're ruining my narration.
But this is important to mention. This is important to mention because I would practice doing hair not only on myself, but like when I was at home, but also in school on Dulce. During school, after school, I would practice doing hairstyles on Dulce's hair.
True, she would. Oh my god, I remember, and I would okay, I don't think I've ever told you this actually, but deep down inside, I always felt bad for Joe because she was always like my hair would get tangled, so I just see Joe kind of like trying to like pull two pieces of hair to like apart, and I'm over here like, oh my god, I'm embarrassed. But I'm glad that she always.
I did have to pull a lot of hair.
What did I tell you? She was concerned.
She had a lot
She's
of
like, is this normal?
pieces.
She's like, is this normal? And I'm like, yeah, just keep on pulling it. It's okay.
I know.
I can handle the
and I would tell her, like, I can't do it because it's, like, all tangled. And she would take it and she would just pull it. I was like, damn.
This is so embarrassing. Hey, but you know what? It's relatable. I'm pretty sure there's people out there who let their friends touch their hair and it was like, oh yeah, I messed up. But yeah, that's true. I actually forgot about that. But I really did feel bad because I think, like, I don't know, because she would always say sorry. So I felt bad because she felt bad. But then I also felt bad because she was like in this position where she's like looking at me pull my own hair, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is a casual Tuesday night. Just kidding. Okay, anyways, what else do I have to mention? Okay, and then of course, like another thing that we have mentioned in previous podcast, but I don't know why I was gonna say it with an accent, but also something that we should mention is that in a previous podcast, we had an encounter on, outside the school where apparently I wasn't very friendly about Joanna's new hairstyle with the braid.
Oh yeah, go. That's also in Don't Mess with the Braid. So go live.
That's in Don't Mess with the Braid, but yes, like Joanna was wearing, her braid, and apparently I don't remember this, and I've apologized publicly to Joanna in that episode that I wasn't the friendliest or inviting. I wasn't inviting of her having her hair in a braid because I was, that was kind of like my look or whatever. But that's not true anymore. Joanna, you can wear a braid if you want. You can do whatever you want. I don't know why Dulce in middle school was like a little savage. I apologize on her behalf. But yes, that's kind of wrapping up this chapter / part 2.
Mm-hmm.
So now can I do my narrator voice?
Yeah.
Okay. Part 3, chapter 1. Joanna, take the lead. Go ahead.
All right. So we have graduated 8th grade, and we're now high schoolers. My hair.
Can we just take a moment to applaud that we worked so hard in middle school? Okay, now go with the hair.
So my hair is a decent length going into high school. It's like probably slightly a few inches below my my shoulders. So it's like a good length. And I've spent most of the summer like really trying to practice how to curl my hair. So yeah, I did that all summer, and I remember the first day of high school. I remember almost all of it that I wore, almost everything that I wore. And I remember the first day I was like, I'm gonna curl my hair on the first day of high school because I spent all summer practicing, and during the summer sometimes it came out good, sometimes it didn't. And so the first day of high school, I woke up like 2 hours early because since I was learning, it took me like 2
Dedication.
hours to curl it. Yes, dedication. But unfortunately, it did not work out. It took me 2+ hours to curl my hair. Well, it would have taken me.
Wow.
It would have taken me because I actually didn't get to finish because at the time, since I couldn't drive, I had to go to my dad had to drive me, and so he's like, come on, we have to go already so I can make it to work on time. And when he told me that, I had only completed one half of my head. The other half was still straight. So I had no choice. I had to go and put it in a ponytail again, bringing back the middle school vibes. A ponytail. But since half of my head was already curled.
Safety net.
Yeah, like since half of my head was already curled, it looked bad. Like one half of the ponytail was like curled hair, the other half was straight hair.
Oh my god. I think I saw you.
No.
Did we see each other?
No, I don't think we did. That was another day.
I remember seeing that on you.
No, you can't.
Oh, okay, you have another one?
No, you can't say that because I was actually going to say my hair looked good that day.
Yeah, totally.
What is that?
Yeah, that's why. I agree. No, like, I think it was a great look on you.
No, okay, but no, what I ended up doing was I put it in a ponytail. Let me finish explaining. I put it in a ponytail.
Ignore my whole thing. You know what, Joanna? You do you. Go ahead, girl.
So since half of it was straight, what I did after it was in a ponytail, I just curled like a few the ponytail pieces. And it actually didn't end up looking bad. I took out a few strands in the front and I curled those few strands. Dude, I'm pretty sure we didn't see each other that day. Like, because I remember like getting right out of school, like and standing in the front.
Yeah, you have a really good memory, though. You know what? You probably didn't see each other. If you all remember, she remembers things from kindergarten. Just a great memory.
Yeah, so because I remember getting out of school and then just getting into the my aunt's truck trunk. I getting into my aunt's
The trunk.
her truck, because my aunt picked me up the first day of school, and yeah, so that was
You went on the
not in the
trunk.
trunk, everyone, the truck. So yeah, that was my first day.
I need to
Yes,
breathe.
breathe, Dulce.
It's just so many things happen. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Continue.
So after my first day of high school, I really experimented with my hair. Trust me, there was days where like I did like the soccer hairstyle. That's what I would call it. Like there was just like a braid.
I have no idea what that is.
Well,
Okay, go ahead. Are you gonna explain it? I thought you were just gonna say it's a soccer braid. I'm like, I don't
well,
know.
it could also be called like the Alex Morgan like ponytail, because the U.S. women's soccer player Alex Morgan, that was like her signature ponytail. Like she would just have a braid in the middle and then put it up in the ponytail. So I even experimented with doing that, and trust me, that didn't look good. Like some days I would do like why am I forgetting the name? The braids, the French braids, but is it just French braids? The ones when you do two, one on each side of your head?
I know I'm supposed to be the braid expert, but I have no
I don't know
idea.
why I'm forgetting the name, but I would do like the two braids, um, going from up and yeah,
Dutch
I
braid.
think that was just called Dutch French braids. I would do both. I would do like fishtails. I I would do little braid and then put it in a ponytail, and then curl my hair. I really loved curling my hair. Like, anytime I saw that I had the chance, like enough time, I would try to curl my hair. And yeah, like, and I think I mentioned in a previous podcast how I've kept it like a thing that every year on my school ID, I said I was gonna have my hair curled because I did that my freshman year. So I was like, I'm gonna do that the rest of the years, and I've done that. And yeah, and I think also like how people started to get to know me in middle school as like the girl with the headbands and the bows. I think like some people in high school, like not everyone, but a few people kind of started to see me as like the girl that would come with a different hairstyle every day.
Really? Why? Wait, did you ever have an
No, well,
encounter?
like every day of high school, it was rare if maybe really in high school, it was rare if I ever wore a ponytail. Now that we're online, all I wear is ponytails because I'm not doing my hair. But when we were in person, it was rare if I had a ponytail. And if I curled my hair one day, then the next day I would do a braid. And then the day after that, I would just have it straight. And the day after that, I would do a different type of braid. Like it was rare, really, if I did the same hairstyle back to back. And so I remember one kid in school, he told me one time, he said like, oh, a lot of girls kind of just have a signature hairstyle. Like this girl, this is her signature hairstyle. This other girl's signature hairstyle. But Joanna, we don't know what she's going to come with the next day. And I was like, I take it as a compliment because I worked really hard on my hair when we were in person. So I was like, thank you. Like that's a compliment for me.
That was dedication, Joe. Dedication. I don't know if I could wake up every day with a different hairstyle because I can't.
Yeah, but that was it for my story, my high school story. Like, yeah, and now oh, well, one last thing I would like to mention is that in high school, I would chop my hair a lot. Like, well, maybe once a year. Once a year, I probably chop my hair, shoulders, a little longer than shoulders length. But then one thing about me is that when it gets really long, like I get annoyed of it. Like I'm like, oh, there's just too much hair, so I have to cut it. And then I cut it back to like a lot closer to shoulders length. And my hairstyle, like my haircut every year has really been the same. Like ever since I grown my hair out, it's just been like just trim it and like that's it. Like no layers, like it's just straight, no bangs, nothing. And at the time I thought it was like nice and I liked it like that. I still have it like that right now. But now, as I'm getting older, one hairstyle that I want to try, but the salons are closed right now. Once I'm able to go, what I want to do is I want to get curtain bangs. You guys know curtain bangs are in.
Oh my god, I want them too.
Yeah, I want curtain bangs.
I just saw like a video about it. I almost chopped my hair off. I thought about it. But I have to wait because I don't. If I'm doing that, I'm doing it professionally.
Yeah, and I want to get some layers now because I haven't gotten layers in a long time. So, yeah, that's my high school hair story. Tune in a few months to hear the college hair story.
New school, new hairstyle. That's what we're gonna
Mhm.
call it. This podcast. Okay, now I guess it's my turn. I'm nervous. Where are we gonna go with this? I don't even know. Okay, we're gonna go with it. So, last time we left Dulce in middle school, she transitioned to high school. She was a big kid now. So, Dulce being Dulce, she wanted to have a different hairstyle. So she ended up keeping her hair short for most of the time. And a lot of people were cruel. So you know how people called you Dora before? They called me a lot of names. Like, don't want to put this on the
Like
internet.
what? You could offer me.
I didn't say it, but like I don't know if I want to put this in the internet, but they would call me like Farquaad
Wait,
from
wait.
Shrek.
Please put it in because let me just mention a quick story here. So, please put in that you were called Farquad because the most recent time that I cut my hair, so like a few months before this whole pandemic started, I cut my hair and I went for the same usual hairstyle, like just a trim, but still lower than shoulders
Mhm.
length. But the guy didn't listen to me and he cut it like at shoulders length, which I don't like ever since like that whole Dora situation. And you know when they cut your hair at the end since it's wet, they do the blow drying and they made it like all like I don't know what you call it, like
Trying to
yeah,
make it
like
look
that.
nice.
And when I when I he showed me like when I looked in the mirror, I honestly like I called myself fit. Like I'm glad my hair has grown now since, but at the time, like I'm not lying, I look like Farquaad. Like I had the Farquaad hairstyle.
Honestly, though, that's true. It's relatable. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who, were called Farquaad or Dora or so many of the above. So, anyway, so people used to call me Farquars. Farquar. Farquar. Farquaad.
Farquaad.
I don't know what's wrong with me. Oh, y'all, it's been a long day. Anyways, so I'm glad that I didn't go through that whole boat by myself. But yes, I was called that. So because of like I tried not to let that influence me because it never really has. I feel like I was a very sensitive person. Not gonna lie, I really was. And I feel like kind of growing up and going to like high school, I feel like I've started to like learn to just be my own person and do things that I want to do. So when I realized that the people were right, I decided that I wanted to never cut my hair that short again. But like again, I do like short hair. I really do, and I think I like I was exaggerating when I said I would never do it. I probably will do it at some point, but I think not as that short. And it's like how Joanna happened, like her story. They didn't mean to cut it that short, but they were trying to fix it with the whole hair blowing thing. They were trying to make it like oh nice and like I didn't just mess up your hair. Yeah, they cut it off too short, so I did look like Farquaad, and that really discouraged me to like cut my hair for a while. So then I was just like, I'm gonna start leaving my hair. I wanted to grow, and actually, I went through this very terrible phase in my life where I genuinely thought my hair wasn't gonna grow back anymore because of how many times I had a whole phase where I cut my hair so many times. And it's because I didn't want it long at at that time and period of my life. I didn't want to have long hair. So whenever my hair started to get a little bit longer, I would always trim it. And it was just like a constant thing. So I was really scared because I was trimming it too much that I was like, my hair stopped growing for a really long time. And then I told myself, okay, this is like, maybe I shouldn't be trimming it anymore. So I ended up deciding to just let my hair be my hair. It just couldn't grow on its own. It took about a few months to maybe almost a year for my hair to grow. And it was really scary because I really thought I did something to my hair that I probably shouldn't have done. But I ended up, my hair is, like, currently my hair now is really long, so I really like it. And I like the look too. I feel like it gives you a different shape to your face, if that makes sense. Like, you just look different, you know? When you have short hair, you style it differently, and now you have long hair, you style it the way that you want it. I don't know if that made sense, but that's how I
Mm-hmm.
feel about hair, right? But anyways, so my whole hair journey from high school was like, I almost didn't think my hair was gonna grow back, and then it did. And now I have long hair. But something that recently I've been thinking of for a really, really long time, and it still has to do with my hair, but not a lot of the cutting situation, is like, I want to dye my hair. I really want to dye my hair. And I've been wanting to dye it for a long time. I never knew what color, but everyone was always telling me, you look nice with like some blue, like blue hair, but like an ombre kind of look. And you know, I was like, yeah, maybe. But then I love Marvel, and when I first started to watch, well, not when I first started to watch it, but when the movie Civil War came out, Captain America Civil War came out, that movie really encouraged me to want to dye my hair the same color as Scarlet Witch, which was like a orangey reddish color. Scarlet Witch, also known as Wanda, is one of my actually is probably one of my absolute favorite superheroes besides Captain America. I love her hair, and it's this really pretty color. And I was like, I really want to dye my hair that color, but do I really want to go through all that process, right? Like, I'm gonna damage my hair at the end of this, and it's a lot of responsibility, right? You have to take care of your hair. If not, you're gonna let it kind of go, in a bad direction, and you won't be able to, save your hair. That, and I really like the color of my hair. I do, but I just wanted, a change of look. So I guess that's kind of like my whole high school thing. Since I kind of brought up the whole dyeing my hair color kind of thing, I wanted to ask Joanne if she ever wanted to dye her hair and what color
I
and
never
why.
wanted to dye my hair until quarantine started. I was one of those people that like was like, "Oh, I'm so bored in quarantine that I want to just dye my hair." But now that I've thought of it more, I just really don't want to because I'm afraid of that damaging my hair. And yeah, but I don't know what color I would dye it. I don't remember what color I was thinking of dyeing it. Probably like a pink. Maybe I probably thought of pink maybe because pink is my favorite color. Like yeah. But
That's
wait,
cool.
I got
That's
a few
cool.
stories to mention really quick. A
Well,
few quick ones.
speed round. This is
Yeah.
the back of the book. These
Yes.
are the honorable
So I wanted
mentions.
to put this at the end because it's like bad hair day, but not like the bad hair day we were talking about right now. A different type of bad hair day. It was crazy hair day in elementary school. Have I talked about my crazy hair day elementary school experience before?
I don't think you've ever said anything like that on
Okay.
the podcast
Well,
before.
second grade, I believe it was, we had crazy hair day for a spirit week, and I texted my aunt, a different aunt, and I told her that it was crazy hair day and if she could help me do something. I don't really remember what I was thinking of, like ideas on how my hair would be going into it. Probably something simple like a braid. Like in my eyes, that was crazy because I had Dora hair and I never was able to do a braid. But she really took it to another level, like an extreme level. Let me just say, she started off
I'm
with
nervous.
taking like a piece of my hair that's like in the middle of my head, like a big piece, putting it up and like hairspraying it so that it just stood up. Like a piece of hair was just pointing up. Like, just imagine a big piece. Like, what movie is it? I can't remember the movie where like there's this little kid and he just has a piece of his hair sticking up. Like, I think it is
The
that movie.
Rascals or
What is the
something like
kid's
that?
name? Do you remember?
I don't know, but I think it starts with an O, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Don't come for me, y'all.
Yeah,
I don't
well,
remember. We don't remember
yeah.
this.
Just
We
imagine that
just know
kid.
that
That
kid.
was me. And so that was the first thing she did. And I went to look in the mirror and I was like, oh my God. I did not want to go to school no more. I was like, can you take it off? Like, can you comb it? Like, no, I don't want it like that. And then she just started laughing at me.
You
I
didn't bring
did.
it to
I
school because
even
I would have remembered that.
have pictures.
Can
I
I
don't know where they
see
are,
it,
but I know I have
please?
pictures. And
Oh, Lemon Talkers, I think y'all should head to at Lemon Talk Podcast on Instagram and comment down that Joanna should post or just show us a little glimpse of that photo because I
But yeah,
need to
there was
see
like that
that.
big pointy piece of hair sticking out, and she just laughed at me. She said, "No, I can't take it off no more. It's hairspray." And I was like, "I don't want to go to school no more. I don't want to go to school no more." But I had to go to school.
You're like, I think it's a
And she
holiday.
kept going. She didn't stop there. So the next thing that she did was she that one piece of hair was
Oh
sticking out,
no.
and then she divided the rest of my hair into four sections, and she created four different ponytails, like four mini ponytails on my head. And the ponytails had like the ponytail like liga that you use to wrap your hair. It was like different colors, so there was like a pink ponytail, a green one, and then the last thing that I remember her doing, I feel like there was more to it, but the last thing I remember was that I had like these necklaces that I got at a concert. They were really long. And she wrapped them, like she like entangled them in between the ponytails. Like she did crisscrosses and all this stuff.
Oh
And I went to
my.
school like that. Like there were kids at school that went like crazy hair day. They did like a ponytail, like a braid and stuff. Yeah, like they put
A
like two
cupcake.
buns with cupcake liners. Like that is like okay, it's crazy.
That was cute.
No, that's
I thought
crazy
that was
cute. And
Joanna.
then I enter school and everyone just looks at me like, oh my gosh, like this girl took it to an extreme level.
I mean, I think you okay, I mean, I wouldn't call it extreme, but I always felt like you always did the best jobs when it came to like the spirit weeks. Like I feel like you went big or you went home. Like it's either you gave it your all or you were like no. Like can we just an honorable mention here? Doesn't have to do with her, but the fact that she dressed up as a zombie, a soccer player, like that was dedication. And then the fact
Oh my
that she
gosh.
she dressed up as a
And I
baby
looked back at
with the
it.
onesie.
Everyone, have we told the story that I dressed up as a baby in middle school for Halloween? Oh
Yes,
yeah.
that was in our Halloween series
And
that
I
you should
went and
totally check out,
that there's a
listeners.
picture of me like that in the yearbook. People are gonna have me like that forever.
People are
Yeah.
gonna always remember. So let's just say our
Hmm.
middle school years will
But
forever
yeah,
haunt
that was
us.
my bad hair day experience. Like the whole day, I just wanted to leave. Like I wanted the school day to end. I was so embarrassed. I was like, nope. And yeah, and I have a picture of it. I have to find it, but I have a picture. I had Rocky at the time, my dog, and
Listeners,
also my outfit. Like my outfit was not there, so I have this really crazy picture, really crazy hair, really crazy outfit. I'm holding my dog. I have the peace sign up, and I'm like, I have my tongue sticking out, like, ooh, rock star.
can you imagine Rocky is like, this is my mom.
But yeah, that was the quick story I wanted to tell.
And the story goes. That's actually where you should end it because it's like a narration. So just be like, and the story goes.
Okay,
Once upon a time, Dulce and Joanna, on their Lemon Talk podcast, talked about their bad hair days. And the story will continue. The story will go. Thank you for listening to
why
this
did you
week's
start getting?
episode. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed. Awkward silence.
Why did you start getting
I'm just kidding.
quieter as you went on?
I'm just. That's how narrators go. But yes, as the narrator has said, Lucy and Joanna, once upon a time, went on their podcast called Lemon Talk and talked about their bad hair day and their experiences with hair, as weird as that sounds. And the story will continue because they're heading up to college. Woo! But yes, like the narrator Dulce said, we hope you enjoy this episode. Honestly, it was fun to film and record. Don't forget to follow our socials at Lemon Talk Podcast on Instagram, at Lemon Talk Podcast on TikTok, because we've been, I was gonna say tickety talking, but I don't think that's a thing. We've been doing some TikToks and they've been really fun. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter at Lemon Talk Pod. That is Lemon Talk POD. And don't forget to subscribe if you're on YouTube and comment down your hair experiences. We want to know. And if you're not on YouTube, that's totally fine. Head over to our Instagram or our Twitter and tweet us or comment on our post your bad hair day experience, and you might get a
Yeah.
shout out next week.
Thank you
How
all
about
for
that?
listening. We hope you could relate to this, and see you all next time. Bye.
Next week.